What's going on? Welcome again, SPN Lineups featuring Philly D and Steve, the Fantasy Assassin. Check us out on Twitter at SPN Lineups, Facebook, Instagram. Check us out, No Limit Fantasy Sports. Today we're talking NHL. Check out CryptoFantasySports.com. We have our very own free tournament, the SPN Lineup Special, where we give away $10 in no limit coin each and every single day. The only catch is you need to include the player I'll be naming later in the show in order to claim the prize. Last night we had a winner, Lynn Bourne. Congratulations. Send me a comment with your NLC2 address and we'll ship the prize over. How is Mr. Steve doing today?
Mr. Steve's doing great. How about Mr. Philly?
Mr. Philly is good. Why don't you get us caught up on yesterday's action?
All right, the game that you definitely wanted to target from a fantasy standpoint would have had to have been Pittsburgh versus Florida. The Panthers outlasted the visiting Pens to the tune of 6-5, led by a hat trick from Florida winger Yevgeny Dadonov.
Yevgeny.
The Pens got 3 points from their own Yevgeny, as Malkin popped in 2 goals and an assist. It wasn't a great game for the goalies, though, as Pittsburgh started Tristan Jarry, but he played like a jag-off, and he had to get pulled for Matt Murray midway through the game. So much for resting your starter on a back-to-back. Antti Ranta, he had yet another shutout as the Coyotes blanked the Ducks 2-0, and the Ducks ended up on the wrong side of the shutout after winning their last 2 by the same scoreline. Ranta had an interesting week, giving up 5 goals in the middle of the week, but bookending it with 2 shutouts, one yesterday and the Saturday before that. Coyotes are now winners of 5 of their last 6, much to the chagrin of their fan base, who would rather be falling for Dahlin at this point. Now the Sabres, they took another step closer to securing the number 1 overall pick, as they got obliterated by the Caps 5-1. It was one hell of a day for guys named Yevgeny. As Washington's Kuznetsov collected 4 points on the night. Evander Kane, he sat yesterday for Buffalo, making it pretty obvious that a trade's imminent. In true Buffalo fashion, a player comes into town awkwardly and leaves soon after even more awkwardly, but for probably much less than market value. That's how you rebuild in Buffalo. I'll get off my soapbox now and just finish up with the recaps. Over in Toronto, Yevgeny Marner sometimes goes by the name Mitch. He had 4 points, and he factored into all the Leafs goals in their 4-3 win over Boston. Patrick Laine, he's not named Yevgeny, but he did score a goal number 30 and 31 on the season. Last year, he had 7 multi-goal games on the season as a rookie, and this year he's only got 2, but he's still got 31 goals on the year. That's a head-scratcher. But we start out pretty early today, so I'm going to send it over to Yevgeny, and he'll get you caught up on the matchups.
Yevgeny. 6 games today. St. Louis taking on Nashville, 11 a.m. Central Time, the Brunch Bowl. The other 5 games kicking off tonight. We got Boston heading to Buffalo after both teams played a back-to-back. Detroit at the Rangers. Detroit played yesterday. San Jose at Minnesota. Edmonton at Anaheim. Both teams played yesterday. And Vancouver going to Arizona. Arizona played yesterday. All right, Yevgeny, who's on the hot list?
Well, we'll start this out with Yevgeny McDavid.
Yevgeny!
7,900 from Edmonton. 12 goals in 12 games this month. And at one point last week, Edmonton had lost 7 of their last 8 games. But they've now started to turn it around a bit, and they're winners of 3 of their last 4. At center also, Eric Stahl, 7,100 from Minnesota. Good Canadian boy. 4 points in his last game, now with 15 in 11 games this month. The Wild are 8 points behind the Preds and the Jets in the Central Division, but they're winners of their last 3. Over on left wing, we've got Brad Marchand, 7,400 for Boston. He's got 25 points in 17 games in 2018, and he's happy to welcome new teammate Rick Nash into the fold after today's trade with the Rangers. Another left winger, Jason Zucker, 6,200 from Minnesota. He's got 3 goals and a +5 in his last 4 games. Like I said before, the Wild are within striking distance of the division leaders, but it's been hard to gain any traction because everybody in that division seems to be winning. Over on the right wing, we've got Victor Arvidsson, 5,900 for Nashville. He has 4 goals and 18 shots in his last 3 games, and with 22 goals on the season, he's actually the leading scorer for the Preds, and they have an extremely well-balanced attack, including the 2 blue liners, Roman Josi and PK Subban. Josi checks in at 6,200, and he has 3 multi-point games in a row, tons of shots on goal lately. Subban checks in at 5,800. He's got 2 goals and 5 assists in his last 8. Both guys are a huge reason why the Preds own the league's 4th best power play, and they're also 2nd in the league in goals against. Goalie Martin Jones, 7,400 for San Jose. He's got a .946 save percentage in his last 5, and the Sharks do face a pretty tough test today when they travel to Minnesota, but like always, Jones is helped by the fact that the Sharks do have the league's best penalty kill. So Yevgeny, who's our slump buster today?
Slump buster! Last night's pick, Josh Bailey, let us down. But we're going to keep going. He's going to keep his $30 million. You know how it is. Today's slump buster, Corey Perry from the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. He only has 1 point in his last 7 games. The Ducks hook up with Edmonton, the 28th ranked defense. So, Corey Perry, me Scory Perry, I expect some goals today. Back over to Yevgeny, and he's going to hit you up with those value picks.
Thank you, Yevgeny. Let's get you started. Got center David Krejci, 4,600 from Boston. Sam Reinhart, 4,500 from Buffalo. Ryan Strome, 3,700 from Edmonton. Max Domi, 3,600 from Arizona. And Joel Eriksson Ek, 3,000 from Minnesota. On the left wing, you've got Daniel Sedin, 4,200 from Vancouver. He's been playing like both the Sedins combined lately. Left wing, Mike Camilleri, 3,600 from Edmonton. Justin Abdelkader, 3,100 from Detroit. And Anton Slepyshev, 2,900 from Edmonton. And then to follow up the fun names that I gave myself here, Nino Niederreiter, 4,700 from Minnesota. And Kevin Hayes, 4,000 for the New York Rangers. Over on defense, you got Alex Goligoski, 4,300 for Arizona. Charlie McAvoy, 4,300 for Boston. Matthias Ekholm, 4,100 for Nashville. Kevin Connaughton, we talk about him a lot, 3,300 for Arizona. His price tag still isn't going up that much. Vince Dunn, 3,300 for St. Louis on the top power play line. Casey Nelson, 3,000 for Buffalo. We got 2 goalies. We already told you about Martin Jones, 7,400 from San Jose. Darcy Kemper, 7,200 for Arizona. Expect him to get his first start for the Coyotes because Ranta played yesterday, and he had some pretty good stats with the Kings. So, like we told you before, Arizona's riding high lately. He might be an interesting pick today. So, Philly, it's about that time, or Yevgeny. Who's our SPN Lineups player of the day?
Player of the day. For today, lots of action. We're going for the right wing, Minnesota, 4,700. Nino Niederreiter. Yevgeny Niederreiter. Get him in the lineup. You know what it is. SPN Lineup Special. Free tournament on Crypto Fantasy Sports. Get in there. Your chance to win $10 in free No Limit Coin. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at SPN Lineups for injuries, news, and updates. And on Facebook, Instagram at No Limit Fantasy Sports. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Leave us a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Check out CryptoFantasySports.com. All the links below. Good luck and have a great Yevgeny.
Yevgeny signing off.